Hello again, Ian Stokey with Mastermind Games, back for more Malifaux, and this time the Flesh Construct from McMorning's box set. Moldy Skin 09149. So I do have a previous video of Flesh Construct with Victim that's pretty old, but this one should be better solely because I've got better equipment and more practice than I had when I painted the first one, so we'll just hopefully not run into too many technical problems. I can use a slightly larger brush than I normally would, and just enough water to thin the paint, keeping my brush moist but not overly wet. And we're just going to get this in here, so pretty much Frankenstein's monster. Looks like they're getting some new sculpts and a limit of 3. So we'll just see what happens with that when it comes out. But I'm just going to give a nice solid coat here. In fact, comparing this to the previous one with the Victim, only really the pose is different, as well as the lack of a victim in the process of being body slammed, torn in half, thrown, however you want to interpret it. The details are actually identical. The pack, the solid steel, the stainless steel thong, a little bit of it, so. Okay. Oh, that's a pretty good coat. So I'm going to let that dry completely and start adding in some secondary colors. So not too bad of a start. Okay. Dry enough to move on. Tarnished Steel 09206. And let's get that out of here and go to a smaller brush. Not that one. And I'm just going to randomly pick out bits and pieces here. I think I'll start with this heavy metal underpants. Yeah, the stainless steel thong, guaranteed to chafe like a bear. And I'm just going to pick out some completely randomly determined bits and pieces here. Solely based on whatever happens to catch my eye, really. Alright. I think that's good for the steel. Uniform gray. This is an Army Painter Warpaints color. All colors I use are in the description below. This one's almost cached. It's alright, this was a temporary substitute, so it's fine. Okay, I have that way too thick, so I'm just going to take a little water and just thin that out a little bit. And as the water dries up, it'll get to where it needs to be. So, you want your paints, well, exactly how thin is going to depend on what step you're on. For a base coat, you want your brush moist but not overly wet. Just enough water to thin the paint out so it doesn't get chunky like over here. Got a fair bit of water in there, so that should take care of itself as it dries. Okay, now Old Bronze 09197. There's the right one. And I'm just going to pick out some of these other gubbins all over this unfortunate soul, or more likely, unfortunate conglomeration of souls. And be careful about getting my paint in the, or finger in the paint, since the bases are wet, but I did that first because I wanted to have it give the steel a chance to dry, and I was hoping to get all the base coats wrapped up in this section here. And that is some kind of emergency services vehicle coming to my neighborhood or passing through. Oh boy. Okay. More back there. More plates on the chest here. Let's look at this. We do this cranial band there. And I think I like that. Gonna let this big bruiser dry out, and then when I come back I can start shading. So, oh, and I dropped 500 plus frames in the blink of an eye. Holy cow. Alright, back in a bit. Alright, things are drying up. I can shade. Aged Pewter 09196. I'll only be able to do one at a time. So, thinning the paint with 1 part water to 1 part paint, making it into a wash, and letting it flow over the base coat. Just letting it get into the nooks and crannies of everything it's going to cover up. You know, I see these right here, and I like to imagine that they were used to tether this thing to a wall so it didn't run away. Obviously, fat lot of good that did. Alright. Once that dries completely, I can move on. The drying time is going to be based off, come on, focus please. The drying time is going to be based off humidity and heat. And it does not want to focus on this guy right now. There we go. Okay. So, let that dry, come back in a bit. Alright. Blackened Steel 09205. Just going over the steel here. Refreshing the paint as needed. Okay. Again, need to let that dry completely. That dry time will just depend on heat and humidity. So, back in a little bit. Okay, the big one. Ghoul skin 09148. Be careful in the proximity of the metal. Rather avoid nicking it if I can. Okay, a nice solid coat over all the pallid rotten flesh here. This thing just brought to mind a joke from ventriloquist comedian Jeff Dunham. Frankenstein's problem was making a big monster. He should have started with a small monster. Of course, for jokes, you could also go with the Young Frankenstein incarnation, the Mel Brooks movie, where Frankenstein's monster can really carry a tune. Okay, one more right here. That's pretty good coverage. Let that dry, and there's one more color to shade before I can move on. If this will focus, good. One more color to shade. Okay, last shade, Stormy Gray 09088. Again, 1 part water, 1 part paint. And just carefully going around the feet here. Notice I'm using the side of the brush, not just the tip there. Alright, here we go. Once it all dries completely, and the grain's still kind of drying there, so let it dry completely, then I can wrap up. So back in a bit. Okay. Rainy Gray 09038. This one has kind of a bad lid there. Using just enough water than the paint. It's going in the eyes. Let a second dry. Shouldn't take too long. Then highlighting Bloodless Skin 09150. For base coats, you want to go from the lowest area of the model to the highest, generally the skin or bones going up. For shading, go from high to low, and highlighting low to high again. Now, no water, straight paint only. Rubbing most of it out on a paper towel till it looks like there's nothing left, using a ragged feathered brush, and dusting the area to be affected, going against any ridges or raised areas, which will help make them pop. Okay, I'm hearing bad noises coming from my computer, and that's because this thing inside dropped about 400 frames in the blink of an eye, so I'm going to see if I can get this thing playing nice again and come back in a second. Alright, the joys of technical difficulties strike again. Alright, True Silver 09207. Just going over the steel here. And Tarnished Brass 09198. This is a fairly simple paint scheme, so this does go pretty quickly. In fact, I spent more time waiting on paint to dry, especially during the shading, than I have actually painting. That's how this goes. Bring that one out a little bit more. Make sure I haven't dropped, a million frames in the blink of an eye. Okay. Last highlight, Misty Gray 09090. Okay, that's highlights. Now, pure black 09037. And switching to a flathead brush, if I can find my good one. There it is. And I'm just lining the edge of the base. Okay, I need to leave. There's one more step to do, but I need that to dry completely first. So, come back in a bit. Okay, final step, matte white. And I'm just going to put a quick Roman numeral on the back of the base so I can quickly tell which is which. These things have a allowance of 3, so I'll definitely end up with more than I need. And as this the second I've got, and just that's gonna be too thick. Just a quick 1 and 2 down the back. By writing that on the card over the protective sleeve I like to put them in, I can just quickly and easily tell which is which. And that is the flesh construct from, oh, come on, focus. Come on. Come on. And that is the flesh construct from the Morning 2nd edition box set. One more pair of models to take care of on that. And until next time, I am Ian Stuckey with Mastermind Games, signing out.